people ain't gonna get their stuff too. So.
And you're taking a live look at Sky 5 right now, and you could see still a lot of action around the area. If you're wondering, what is that boat that's blowing water? Again, they're trying to keep those shipping containers that fell off the boat contained in a specific area, because as we showed you in that story, a lot of the things inside those boxes have started coming out and into the water. Back here on land, or kind of on land, we're on the slant right here, but we do want to mention there have been no injuries reported, which is great news, because we asked them exactly how much do each shipping container weigh, and they said it can be up to 40,000 pounds each. So the fact that no one was injured, this happened early this morning when workers were coming into work, this could have ended a lot worse. Of course, cleanup, that's just starting. They said they expect this port to be closed for at least a couple of days. We haven't gotten confirmation on that, but we do know Pier G will remain closed until further notice. But for now, reporting live in Long Beach, Jillian Smuckler, KTLA 5 News.
Jillian, thank you. The investigation intensifies into a disturbing discovery: decomposing human remains found in the trunk of an abandoned Tesla. And we now know the vehicle is linked to a pretty well-known singer with a large following online.
The singer-songwriter known as David is safe and is reportedly cooperating with police. KTLA's Gene King is live in Hollywood with the latest. Gene.
Hi, Sam and John. Nice to see both of you. Well, that body found in that abandoned Tesla at this Hollywood tow yard is now connected to a car that belongs to that rising music star who, in fact, is on tour at this hour, supposed to be performing later. That's going to be in Minneapolis. But we also know that there are new discoveries from detectives. Let's take a listen. Sky 5 shows LAPD detectives investigating a black Tesla. They discovered a cut-up body wrapped in a bag inside the front trunk.
Pretty horrifying. Nobody wants to, I mean, we live here, so that's kind of gross.
What started as a foul odor complaint at this Hollywood tow yard on Mansfield Avenue by Romaine Street has become a homicide investigation with a surprising twist. TMZ reports the black Tesla is registered in Texas to rising R&B indie rock music star David, known visually as D4VD, a 20-year-old singer whose hits like Here With Me and Romantic Homicide have racked up over 1 billion streams each. He's currently on the Withered World Tour, scheduled to perform in Minneapolis today.
I'm a huge David fan. I've been a fan for years. It just seems like really out of character. Like, it's not something that you would expect to hear like next to his name.
According to TMZ, law enforcement sources say the body was chopped up and heavily decomposed. The vehicle is registered in Texas to David Anthony Burke, the singer's real name. He's reportedly cooperating with this homicide investigation.
It's not really a surprise. Knowing what happened, also not really a surprise. We live in a very big city, one of the biggest on earth, and there's shady people doing shady things.
The Tesla was towed from Hollywood Hills several days ago and sat on the tow lot roof until yesterday when employees reported the foul smell. LAPD responded around 12:20 Monday afternoon and saw what's believed to be human remains.
It seemed like there was just a lot of people like gathered around. Everybody was asking questions, but I didn't know until just now that that's crazy.
We've reached out for updates from both the California Department of Transportation to find out where the Tesla was originally towed from in Hollywood Hills, and the lead homicide detective with LAPD's Robbery and Homicide Division on this case. This is a very bizarre story with so many twists and turns. However, there are many unanswered questions. The singer's attorney has not made a comment so far. And as for the medical examiner, they have also said that the victim's ID has not been identified. The body was so badly decomposed, apparently they don't even know if it was male or female. Reporting live here in Hollywood, Gene King, KTLA 5 News.
Letting them put a woman out of our neighborhood.
Community members are on edge after another immigration operation apparently escalates to the point where federal agents request backup. The LAPD says they got a call just after 10:30 this morning from Homeland Security about a non-compliant vehicle with 3 people inside in Van Nuys. A father tells KTLA that his daughter was one of those occupants and that masked federal agents smashed the window and pointed guns at her and her boyfriend.
ICE officer, she told me she don't comply and she didn't want to get off the cars. And she said it's because she was afraid because they were pointing guns to them. Karen Bass, yes, they say the police isn't going to help ICE. Good example right here. Yes, they are helping.
We don't know why that vehicle was targeted by federal authorities. The woman's father says his daughter is a 23-year-old truck driver with no criminal record. When asked about the incident, ICE told KTLA only that they are, quote, conducting routine law enforcement operations across the nation on a daily basis.
The Trump administration is promising to continue its immigration enforcement in Southern California after a legal victory from the Supreme Court. This morning, we spoke with people who are worried about how these sweeps are impacting their livelihood.
This man works as a day laborer. He says normally this area of Hollywood is bustling, but not anymore.
There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear in the community. There are many people who don't want to leave their homes because they don't want to be arrested.
Monday, the Supreme Court cleared the way for federal immigration sweeps to resume in Southern California. In a 6-3 decision, justices lifted a temporary restraining order that had barred agents from stopping people based on race, language, job, or location.
We're not criminals when we go to work. We're working to survive, to pay rent for the children.
LA Mayor Karen Bass reacted to the ruling this morning, calling the decision egregious.
It's interesting that the same court that said you couldn't take race into consideration for college admission basically said you can take race into consideration if you want to randomly arrest people or detain people based on their race. I mean, this is just such a step backwards.
Immigrant rights groups say they will keep case moves forward. LA Tenants Union is ramping up its efforts to get volunteers at places like Home Depot to notify the community about immigration enforcement sweeps.
We need the community. Obviously, the courts are not going to save us. We need to save ourselves, and we need to all be working together to fight back against this attack on our city, and it's an attack that's expanding across the country.
The Supreme Court decision only lifts a temporary block. The result of another hearing in 2 weeks will determine if a longer injunction should be issued.
The San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors has voted to approve a controversial housing project in Big Bear. The project is called Moon Camp, and it has raised concerns from many residents who say it may drive beloved Big Bear Eagles Jackie and Shadow away. The development includes 50 homes and could require cutting thousands of trees. Opponents include the Friends of Big Bear Valley, and they say the project will not only threaten the bald eagle's habitat, but also other wildlife.
I urge you to, for once, support the environment that actually